Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Warp, the completely unnecessary Star Trek podcast where we do unasked for audio commentaries of Star Trek episodes. My name is Sean.
My name is Matt.
I'm Jake.
Philippe.
Minwin.
May.
Yeah, we got two
What are we laughing at? Sorry, I didn't.
My name's Stan.
I didn't know it was getting a separate intro.
So we're joined by two...
We got guest stars.
Sean was going to give you guys a special guest star intro,
I'm realizing
but
that
you,
now.
you jumped the gun.
I didn't get a
It's all
run
right.
through, though I've been here for tech for the past 7 hours.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it earlier.
They was at the
so
production meeting last week.
There
were no notes in my...
You're not on the
script.
group.
Well, anyways, we're unfortunately, at least this week, missing Erin, but she'll be back soon, hopefully. But we replaced her with not one, but two special guest stars.
It took two people to fill Aaron's shoes.
I can believe that.
That's about right.
We got May, who's joining us again. May, thanks for coming back. It's been a while. We're happy
Or
to have
have I
you
been
back.
here for the first time?
Because
my name is May.
Whatever. Nobody listens to those episodes anyways.
It's fine.
Good to know.
You're absolutely 100%
Leave
safe.
no forensic trail.
There were 6,000 downloads.
Okay, now
Not of that episode.
now I can hear everybody except myself.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're heard.
Then fine.
You are heard.
You are heard.
We see you. We speak your name.
Well, we have for the first time, we got Stan in the studio, everybody.
Yay.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Listeners know Stan because Matt talks about him all the time on the show.
He's got a great
Stan.
radio voice full of like...
Yeah, we found out he's a former radio
I don't talk about him
personality.
all the time. I kind of object to that characterization.
Yeah.
I'm counselor.
Okay.
We've heard the name.
Flattered and a little uncomfortable.
Stan gets mentioned.
I have mentioned that I have a roommate named Stan.
Yes, and
this is he.
And he is a provider of discs.
Yes, we're watching the DVDs that Stan brought.
So
You haven't told people what we're watching.
I'm
Sean.
going to tell you right now.
It's a surprise.
Listeners know. We're watching,
it's in the show notes. So
this is the one, right?
they've downloaded this episode. They know what we're watching.
This show has notes.
This is the one, right? What we've been waiting for.
This
This is it.
Star Trek 2, The Wrath of. Say it with me, everybody.
Sandwiches! Not sandwiches?
So that was con for people who actually can hear. Yeah.
Oh, did we overload
This is the
mic
best.
on that?
This is the best Star Trek ever gets.
So this is
right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
This is the absolute peak of it all.
Yep.
So they go through a parallel dimension. Genghis Khan is there, and they learn.
So
morality
let's start
tales.
the
I am a little
movie.
bummed that Aaron isn't here because she liked Space Seed, and this movie is a sequel to Space Seed.
Well, we're hoping that she'll be back for the second half.
For part 2.
It's not a sequel to Star Trek?
It's a sequel to an episode of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
So
is-
who's keeping track of time? Because I don't have my phone.
What do we got?
It's an hour and 16 minutes, so we should probably do like an hour and then stop.
That sounds.
So
What do you mean it's
Perfect.
an hour and 16
the
minutes?
movie is the movie is an hour and
hour.
116
There
minutes.
you go. Almost 2 hours.
It's almost
exactly.
2 hours.
I'll time it.
All right.
We are looking at the Paramount logo
Yep. I don't know how much is on the clock.
before the stars have come on, but they're about to come in.
Yep. And
So
we'll let
that's
you know.
that is a visual cue to tell you where we are if
And
you're
it will
watching along with us.
And it will not be morphing into something.
Did we turn the
else.
subtitles on?
We did.
Okay.
So we're good.
Great.
So
Let's go.
I'm going to be punching the triangle in 3, 2, 1, punch.
There it
There
is.
it goes.
Yeah.
The stars don't come; they disappear.
They didn't fly in.
They don't fly in.
No, this was
This is
pre.
the old
They didn't
school.
have that technology in 1982 to make the stars fly in. That didn't happen until later.
So, as I said, we are watching Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Let me give you the specs on this while we watch the.
Ooh,
My favorite
stars.
movie.
That's
Yes.
how you know it's Star Trek.
Wait, are we watching an overture again?
The music has started. Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
The-
but this is the opening credits.
This is just
They're
opening
just
No
gonna,
voiceover? Usually, if you have an overture, you're getting into the voiceover pretty fast.
the voiceover comes at the end in this one.
Yes.
Weirdly,
Oh.
So the release date was June 4th, 1982.
are we going to play the box office game?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Which I think makes this the first Star Trek to have been made when everybody on the warped crew was born?
We were all alive when this happened.
Is that correct?
Yeah. 1982, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So,
Pretty
how many
exciting.
people saw this in the theater?
I did.
I did.
Nerds.
I will tell you, since you asked the question, this is the first movie that I can remember seeing
In the theater?
in a theater.
Oh, wow.
That summer, this movie and E.T. both came out, and I can remember seeing both of those movies in the theater. Those are like my two earliest memories of seeing a movie in a theater.
All right. Who wants to play
Michelle Nichols, what?
what the IMDb rating of
right.
Wrath of Khan is?
If it's not a 10.0, it's bullshit.
It's got to go
It's not
to.
an optional game. Everybody
Stan,
must
would
play.
you like to guess what
I'm-
the IMDb rating
I'm
out
on
of
a
10
scale of
stars?
1 to 10,
1 to
man.
10.
Oh, on scale of 1 to
Stan.
10.
Stan and May, you go first.
So usually it's a decimal. It's like a
Introducing Kirstie
7.5
Alley.
or whatever.
What?
Yep. Introducing
Wow.
Kirstie
Ricardo
Alley.
Montalbán.
And starring
Some big
Macaulay
names.
Culkin, yeah.
I'm gonna say it's got to have an 8 at least.
Yep. Okay, so
You're
your guess is
lowballing
8.
there, Stan.
Yeah.
8.0.
Yeah.
May.
I concur. 8,
All right.
7 point something, 7.5 to 8-ish.
All
Being
right, that's not a
disrespectful.
specific
You have
number.
to give us a specific
It's a
number.
range.
You need a
Oh, I can
specific-
do a range?
No.
Okay.
This is a game we
Yeah.
play.
Okay.
Between 1 and 10.
Somewhere
I think
in
it's between
between-
1 and 10.
It's somewhere in between 1 and 10. I'm almost positive.
But IMDb does points, right?
Yeah, it's 9.2 or
Yeah, you can
6.5.
do
Okay, I'm going to go 7.4.
All right.
Okay.
Anybody else?
So it's
8.4.
embarrassingly low. 7.4.
8.4.
I'll say 8.9.
Oh, wow.
Because of time.
Philippe?
I am going to say 9.1.
7.7.
What?
Nice.
What?
May wins by Price is
Wow.
Right rules.
That is madness.
Bam.
That's
madness, right?
I could have said $1, yo.
Oh, this is the first time where they say that it's in that all of this takes place in the 23rd century.
Right. It's 'cause- look at that star date. 8130.3.
That score is a travesty.
Higher. That's pretty.
That is
There-
a terrible.
there
I
it
mean, for
is.
IMDb,
I mean, look at these
a movie
outfits.
that's
It
not
just
old, that's pretty good.
It discredits IMDb.
Guys, the internet is
looks so
a place
much better
where people hate stuff.
Yeah, that's
Then the
Look at
previous
these
movie.
uniforms. It's
the
so
internet
awesome.
is a terrible,
Wow.
terrible thing.
They're so sleek.
So is this the one with bald Kirstie Alley?
There she is. Ooh, and pointy ears.
Love the
Work
hair.
those ears, girl.
She's so great in this.
She is really good in this. And
She really takes it seriously.
She just had to walk from the Cheers set over to
Now,
No,
I got to ask you,
that's false, fake news. That's not true at all.
I don't know. You can still see that love for Ted Danson in her eyes. She's like, he broke my heart. Now I'm in space.
This is the last thing she ever took seriously.
Yeah.
If you know her.
Oh, I can make it.
There's a lot of muddy
Oh.
waters.
Well, she became a
Boy.
comedy person
so
after
stoic.
this movie. This is sort of an
She was still.
She doesn't-
Like,
she
could
didn't
have
use-
gone in either direction.
yeah, like she didn't usually do dramatic parts after once.
what are you
Cheers
talking about? She was in Look Who's Talking. It doesn't get more dramatic than
There's
that.
nothing more dramatic than that.
Yeah. It's about a goddamn baby.
A talking baby,
telepathy.
dude.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
It
know.
went on to
Spawned
make-
like 3 sequels because it was so good.
And they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, would you like to know what the what's
What?
that called?
Kobayashi Maru.
The budget of this film is.
Yes.
Anybody like to
Ooh.
guess what the budget was?
It was less than the first one.
Less.
considerably
million.
less than the motion picture. Yeah.
because they spent way too much money on that first one, and it did not. It made. It was a successful movie, but it was not the Star Wars blockbuster that they thought it was going to be.
How much was the first one? You guys watched the first one?
35 million was the budget of the first one.
35 mil.
This one was
That's a
probably
lot.
around
It's like
That was the estimated IMDb. I read
This
something else that said it was over 40 million.
This one's like 12.
17.
I think this was closer to 20,
I'm
wasn't
going
it?
to say 15.7.
I'm going to say 7.4.
It was 11.2.
Wow.
Oh,
So
did I
you're
actually
right.
win again?
I think I give this one to Matt. He was
Oh.
close.
Said
Oh,
12.
What do you say?
He said 12 million.
Okay, yeah.
No, but that's
Do you
Price
want-
of Right
how
rules,
much-
I'd still be. I'd
That's
still
true.
win.
You'd
Can't
still
go
win
over.
by Price of
Technically,
Right
that is
rules.
Price is
So-
Right rules. but
there are
we-
rules
Yeah.
here, Sean.
You know what, though?
You know what? Do you want to guess what the gross was?
Ooh, gross.
27.
38 million.
I think the answer is no. I don't want to guess.
77.4.
This captain is so
You're
ruthless.
good at this, May. 79 million.
Yeah, big hit.
God.
Yeah.
Well, in
I am
82,
just doing
in
a bit.
82,
On
that
$11
was
million
working.
budget.
All right,
Huge.
now
Yeah.
Ooh, she's
that was
the-
number 8
Well,
in
number
the,
one's
in
gotta
the
be E.T.
1982 box office.
Number one. is
Wow.
E.T.
E.T. number 1.
Number 1 was E.T.
Oh, we're doing box office game already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number
You know, the movie is on. We could
Number
be
two.
watching
See how
the
he
movie.
comes out of
We
the
are
light.
watching.
Yeah.
Motherfucking guy.
Wait, did Shatner kill all
Over
of
the
them?
Bible. That's like the.
No,
that's like
it's not at the
No,
Bible.
it's his
What is
birthday
Shakespeare?
present.
It's a Tale of Two Cities.
I know, but it feels like he's got the damn plates from,
Yeah.
with the 10 Commandments.
Love the uniforms. Best uniforms in all of
Yeah.
Star
Oh
Trek.
yeah, absolutely.
Great color.
They,
color.
I said that. I guess they
They did not
added
look
those
happy.
to cover up the actors, as it put in the IMDb trivia. Middle-age spread.
Whatever.
Wow.
Whatever. It looked
Middle
good.
8.
They
So
look
they
like they
got
got
I mean, he
Avengers.
looks
older.
great in this movie.
Yeah,
because
Shatner-
of the outfit.
Yeah.
Makes it uses his he's a little
Forgiving.
it's a little bit there's a little bloat factor
It
in
doesn't-
the
but
Shat,
he's not-
but it doesn't look
Oh
it
my
because
gosh.
He looks better in this than he did in the
yes,
first one.
he does
Looks like an
because the
attractive man of his
costume
age.
The
the
colors.
costume is better for him than that bland ass skin
Oh
tight
man,
thing.
that skin tight thing.
Yeah, that was an
It was
unforgiving.
just a
that was an
bad.
unforgiving look.
No one looked good in that.
That was like a skin color as well.
Uhura looked pretty good in hers.
Yeah, she kept it tight. She kept it real tight.
Oh,
Uhura went back to straightening her hair though.
So anyway, the E.T. was the number one movie of 1982.
Yes, number
You want us
2.
to guess the rest of them?
See what you can get, just out of curiosity.
Give me a hint.
One of starts with a ball rolling down.
Raiders
Indiana
of the Lost
Jones.
Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Number 2.
was Kramer versus Kramer still in theaters?
Yeah, exactly.
They're 79.
Raiders of the Lost Ark came out in 82.
Yep.
thought it was
He released Raiders and E.T. in the same movie in the same year.
Was
Yep.
Poltergeist that year too?
It was.
Poltergeist was like 3 or 4.
Poltergeist came out the same day that Star Trek 2 came out,
Wow.
and it was 9.
Oh wow.
Wow.
A lot of
Number
iconic
9.
movies.
Jesus
The
Christ.
number 3 is a sequel.
Superman 2.
No,
Ghostbusters too.
no, Ghostbusters.
Oh,
too.
that was early.
That was before Ghostbusters came out.
Is it
Aliens?
is it a horror franchise?
It is not. It's a
Is it a
drama.
comedy?
It's a drama franchise.
It's a
Godfather.
Drama
God-
franchise.
Is it Kramer versus
Oh,
Kramer
Godfather
versus
2?
Kramer
It
versus
was
Kramer?
Kramer Square.
Pride and Prejudice 2.
Yeah.
A drama franchise?
Yes.
Drama franchise.
Is it a Bond movie?
They've made them even recently. There was one that came out. There's actually a second series based off of this series now.
Is it a Tyler Perry movie?
Second series. Oh, Charlie's Angels.
The drama.
To Miami.
Medea
Drama.
gets spooked?
I'll give you a.
What's a
It's
franchise
a
that's
sports
drama?
movie as well.
Air Bud.
Friday night.
Yeah, Air Bud.
Major League.
Oh, this is a great moment. I remember this.
The Bad News Bears.
It's a drama.
Drama.
In life, as in this quiz, we give up.
Mr. T's in it.
Oh, it's Rocky.
Rocky 3.
Thank you for putting us out.
There's a
My God,
shitload
people.
of Rockies.
I think of that as a comedy. That
That one.
particular one.
When Mickey dies,
Yeah.
that's the funny
Can we
part.
talk about what Bones is wearing right now?
That is.
I'm just
Mesmerized.
I'm unsure.
I can't. I don't know whether to look above the waist or below the waist. 'cause there's so much
there's a lot happening below. I
Yeah.
think definitely.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
There's a.
I feel like if I could pull off Luke's pants in in the second movie, that's what it would be like.
Okay, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a 1981 movie.
But it went into 82, making the money.
It was the highest-grossing film of 1981, but it must have made
made
part
a-
of its money in
Yeah.
1982
Man, then those
to show
Oh,
up
it
on
made-
both lists.
Yeah. Well, it says it made 190 million in 1982.
Jesus,
Wow.
that was
Ooh.
like a just.
Yeah, that was a huge.
So the
Just the
round
fact
out
that
the
movie
10.
could last in the theater that long.
Number 4. Imagine this making 118 million dollars on Golden Pond.
Oh, shit! That's amazing.
On Golden Pond?
Imagine that making that kind of money
I thought
now,
Golden
though.
Pond was 1980. Was it
Maybe
82?
That was why you thought that's
No, maybe
amazing.
it
an officer and a gentleman.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good.
Porkies.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck yeah.
I was going to guess Porky's.
Sorry.
Let me guess.
Any other guesses? There's two more.
Give me a good one. Give me a hint.
The comedy about a drunk rich guy.
Oh,
Arthur.
Wait,
And the last one is a musical.
Oh, what year is this?
82.
Annie? Fame?
80. Yeah, Annie could be 82. I thought
Annie is 82, but it's number 12.
Oh.
Wow, you guys remember so much of your
Hello, Dolly?
childhood.
No.
I don't know.
Is it a serious musical?
No.
Or a comedic
It's more
musical?
comedic.
Well, that
Is it Best Little Whorehouse
It
in
is
Texas?
Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
That was a good. I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you for that one.
Whose place is this? Is
It's Jim's apartment.
Number 21 was Time Bandits.
why does he have?
Oh, I fucking love that movie.
Love that movie.
Let's watch Time Bandits.
It's pure evil.
And Tron came out this year. It was 26.
Tron. Wow.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, number 30.
Time Bandits was such a weird.
The Toy.
Oh,
Does everyone remember The Toy?
yes.
The kid from
Richard
Christmas.
Pryor, I Want the Black
Okay,
Man.
we're not
The
talking
prequel
about
to
this
Toy
movie.
Story.
Is Dolly Parton in that?
This is the one movie I like talking about.
There's some
Bad,
blonde with
Sean.
big tits in that
I'm
movie.
sorry.
Should we talk about-
I'm done with my box
Should we talk
office.
about the fact that the Kobayashi Maru was part of?
We're like 20 minutes into this movie. We haven't even talked about how awesome it is.
Well, we've talked
When
about,
we're on the Reliance.
There's
talked
Paul.
about how
There's Paul
forgiving the
Winfield.
uniforms are.
we-
There's the great Paul Winfield.
yeah.
What else has he been on? Super familiar.
He was in a million TV shows.
Have
like,
you
in
seen
the
Family
80s.
Matters? He's like the main guy in Family Matters.
Hmm.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, he's not.
Wow, that. Wow.
What? I was just throwing out some Family Matters.
We're going back to one, everybody.
We missed the whole scene in Jim's apartment. That's a great scene.
That's
That
a
was a
great
great
scene.
scene. I was watching it. Well, you guys were just like blah blah blah.
So I've seen this movie dozens of times easily. How many times have the other
Have you
nerds in the
seen
room
it?
seen it?
Well, let's let the guest stars. May, have you seen this film?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. I feel like I could have seen like scenes and bits throughout my lifetime, but not as a full thing.
We once performed a 10-minute abridged version of this movie
Oh.
when we were doing sketch
Let's watch
shows.
that.
Do you remember that?
I do. No, that was pre.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You mean May?
May.
Pre-May.
Edit. Edit.
Well, no, we were in
Yeah.
when we did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so her answer is no. Stan's seen it 100 times.
A lot.
Well, Stan can speak for
lot.
himself.
It's easier if I do it.
Oh man, I love the decor in this scene. So good.
Oh, it's so
It's so 70s.
It's so
bland.
creamy. It's 80s though.
No.
The funny thing about Stan is he hasn't seen any other Star Trek.
Yeah.
He's just seen this
This
one.
one.
100
Is their
times.
ship a Nilla wafer?
You think this is bland? You should have seen the
Taco
movie we
Nilla
watched last
wafer.
week.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bland. I think it's just a
This
different
movie
sort of
is
style.
full of color compared
Remember
to
when you
the
kissed
first
me
one.
in FR 101? Yeah.
That's her son.
I know.
Oh,
You kiss your son? It's
You
not
shouldn't
a
ask
problem.
what Philippe's porn history
got
is.
some
all
Game
right?
of Thrones action happening.
Min, how many times have you seen
A handful. Not one handful.
Jake?
Jake.
Probably once.
What?
Really?
Once,
Really?
Like once sitting down and watching it, and probably just bits and pieces
All right.
over time.
All right.
Philippe?
I'm surprised by that.
I would say I would say half a dozen times at least.
Probably. I'm somewhere between 10 and 20, probably.
Yeah. It's
It is by far the superior. I mean, arguably, First Contact, it's the best of the original series.
First Contact is a
You
good
know what?
movie, but this movie is better.
I would probably recognize
movie is
scenes from this
better, but
movie
you know what? I have a real soft spot for number 3. I
When-
don't know why. but
from
I
just
really-
like
I really
sketches
like
and
the
bits people
friendship,
did to
the focus on the
like spoof it.
relationship.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen parodies of Star Trek Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Really? Are there? I don't.
Well, people reference the whole like con
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
That gets
Family Guy and things like that make a lot of.
So that those parts I'll be like, all right.
And many people refer to the fan base refer to this as the first movie in the Genesis trilogy.
Right.
What is that?
This movie and 3 and 4 all kind of tell one big interconnected story.
They sort of pick up right after each other.
They're direct sequels to one another.
Huh.
So they form a sort of little mini trilogy within the larger.
So you said that this is a sequel of a specific episode of Star Trek, whereas the first one was just off
remake.
when the
Remake of another episode.
sort of a remake of an episode, but not a direct sequel. This is a direct sequel. And I read that it's the first time that there's ever been a movie direct sequel to a TV show or TV.
Yeah,
episode.
I mean, I can't think of any others.
Kramer versus Kramer.
I mean, I wouldn't sound.
Serenity is a sequel to Firefly.
Kramer versus Kramer was
True.
based on that cartoon.
But that was like when the show
That kids
ended.
show.
But like Downton
My mommy and
Abbey
daddy will be together
is technically
forever.
a sequel to the series.
Yeah,
The
Downton Abbey,
series,
sure.
the series, yeah.
Downton Abbey and Firefly, Serenity.
Yeah.
But they're not. But the movies aren't direct sequels to a specific episode.
Right.
I mean,
As
yeah,
this is.
technically, yeah.
There's so many clues being dropped.
Oh, he's figuring it out. So always people talk about the fact that Chekhov wasn't on the show when
Correct.
When that
the episode that Khan is in on the TV show, Chekhov was not on the show yet.
we gotta get
Ah.
out of
But
here.
yet they talk about how he recognizes him.
He studied.
He knows
the
what-
mission. He studied the mission.
Well, I read that the writer,
I think he was just off camera for that whole.
the writer,
Yeah.
the writer said
He was in the bathroom.
basically was
Yeah.
like, I know that it's a thing, but I don't really give a shit.
Yeah. I
'Cause
think
it's-
the official
That's the right
sort of
attitude.
like fan wank explanation
Yeah.
is that Chekhov was on the ship. He was just not on the bridge.
It sounds like Chekhov.
he had some other job, like in
Well-
some other
He
part
took
of
a
the ship.
long nap.
When Walter Koenig gets asked that question, he tells him that he made Khan wait for the bathroom. That's why Khan remembers him so well.
yeah,
He's got. I love those gloves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chekhov's got a weird haircut in this one. They did not do him right
Khan's
on his wig.
costume's cool though.
It's
when
called
he's
Chekhov's
as
bun.
he's taking the layers off.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty fun to
Yeah,
watch.
look at his jeweled.
Yeah, why is it
look at his
bejeweled?
bejeweled headscarf.
That's
I
what they
think
had
they're definitely
available.
trying to like get that,
So this is the character
Bedouin
that
warrior.
Benedict Cumberbatch was in the newer movie.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Upgrade. It was a good upgrade to Benny Batch.
There he is. Ricardo Montalbán is terrific in this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah,
This is his best acting
Oh, yeah.
I've ever seen any.
Yeah.
him
And I was
do.
reading like because he was right in the middle of Fantasy Island
Yeah.
when he made this.
Yeah.
So he had a hard time at first because he'd gotten so used to playing the sort of pleasant,
Sure.
and it was hard for him to get back into
but when he
badass.
did
it's
it,
nice
he
that-
fucking nailed it.
It's the best thing I've ever seen him in. It's Shatner's best performance by a mile.
Yeah, it was really meaty.
Everything works in this movie. Like the other movies have their positive or negative like aspects. This movie, just about everything in this movie works exactly the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean?
Can I talk really quick about how the handles on the front of the spacesuits make it look like the different flavors of syrup at IHOP?
Oh yeah? Well, watch what he's about to do.
Yeah.
He's about to pour him some syrup.
Which way are you going to go for the darker blend? Or...
He's got the raspberry
Or the
and the
No, he's
butter
going.
pecan.
Those guys all look like extras from Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's very,
look
very
like some-
warriors.
They're like Mad Max gypsies.
They went to Ren Fair and dirtied him up.
Yeah,
Or gritty Ren Fair people.
Are you a troop of
this
jugglers?
is IHOP after the last day of Ren Fair.
It's a little more Waffle House.
I'm gonna
I
get some
think.
blintzes.
Yeah, don't go in the bathrooms.
Yeah.
Also, this actor.
Yeah.
The guy who plays his son,
Yeah. I love him.
he's great.
Yeah.
You can tell they're father and son because they have the same hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mane of hair
Yeah.
is
Little Connie.
It's
Unbelievable.
totally hereditary.
Yeah.
He could cut it all off the next day and be back to that.
Do you think Ricardo Montalbán has a wig on, or that's his natural hair?
That's got to be a wig.
Yeah.
They did do a good job.
He looks great.
Admiral.
Wait till he takes his shirt off.
Like where Khan is
And I know it looks like it's not, but I guess it is his actual chest.
Oh.
He's actually all buffed out.
It
It looks like it could be fake.
It looks like you look at it and you go, "There's no way that's Ricardo Montalbán's actual chest."
But apparently
it is.
That's what they claim, anyways.
He just fucking hit the gym.
Well, it just looks like it's plastic. It sort of looks weird.
Well, it's shiny.
Yeah, I guess it's the makeup.
Yeah.
What a moment. What a moment.
This is such a great scene.
It's such a big reveal when he finds
Ricardo's
out.
just like, this scene is an exposition dump.
Yeah.
He's basically just explaining
Which is the hardest kind
the
of scene
premise
to
of
make,
the movie.
and he fucking kills it.
it's so hard to do like this kind of scene, and he's just great in it. You know,
he's building the character like in the exposition scene. That's
Right.
like fucking genius. It is good. It is good.
So Kirk just goofed and completely forgot about these people.
As he does.
That adds up.
as he regularly does.
Yeah.
At least this time he didn't leave a woman pregnant on the planet.
Yeah.
So Nicholas Meyer, who wrote and directed this movie, had never seen an episode of Star Trek when the producers, Harv Bennett, who became the producer of Star Trek, because they were like, the studio was like, Gene Roddenberry spent way too much money, so we're going to scale this shit down, and we're going to put a new producer in charge.
Yeah.
And Gene kind of gets pushed off to the side a little tiny
executive
bit.
producer, right?
Yeah.
He basically had no creative
He had
control
no
over the
actual
film.
power anymore at this point, but it didn't stop him from trying. So Harv Bennett goes to Nick Meyer. Nick Meyer is like sort of a wonderkind on the Paramount lot because he made 7% Solution and Time After Time. So he was sort of hot shit at the time. Harv Bennett went to him and said, "Hey, what do you think about making Star Trek 2?" Nick Meyer said, "I don't even know what a Star Trek is."
Oh, he's gonna pour him.
Watch him. He's pouring the syrup. Let me pour that syrup, baby.
Yeah.
Does he just have a superhuman strength?
He is super strong. Yes. They all are.
They're genetically
They are
enhanced.
genetically enhanced human beings. There it is. Look at those pecs.
My
Check out them titties.
Are you sure
My
he
Like
didn't
a Thundercat.
shoot up some synthol?
Dude.
Oh, here we
I
go.
can see everything.
I always remember. I did not see this in the theater, but my dad did. Loved this film, and that was all. That was the first thing he told me was the worm in the ear.
I did see this,
and I was like, "Nope, I don't need to see that."
It still looks good.
It
It
looks
holds up
great.
so well considering this
Yeah.
is way before CGI.
It's a fucking muppet.
It's a little
yeah,
puppet.
it's a puppet,
Yeah, it's a little puppet down there. Yeah, it's great.
It's
Honestly,
so
that
good.
type of puppetry craft, that stuff was always a lot more
this is great,
scarier
too.
to me than
Just the way like it seemed like a real thing because it's like pulling out a parasite
Yeah.
from with it, like fucking great. Yep. So I saw
Now
this-
they'd CG all this shit and it would look terrible.
Yeah,
'Cause
look
you'd be
how
like, that
you
looks
could
fine.
just see
your brain is
the
so good at
scales
making it.
look so real.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
is
tactile.
Baby Yoda, is that CG or is that practical?
It's a combination.
It's
But there is a puppet.
There's mostly a puppet.
Which is why that looks so good. So anyway, Nick Meyer says, "I've never even seen a Star Trek. I don't know what you're talking about." So they set him up in a screening room. He watched every single episode of the original series in a binge over like the course of 2 weeks. And at the end of it, he went back to Harv Bennett and he said, the one that really grabbed me was this one about Khan, because at the end of the episode, when they dump Khan off on the planet, the last scene, they're all back on the bridge having their usual chuckle about the adventures.
I
they've
wonder
just
what'll
had.
happen to them.
And Kirk's last line in that episode is, "We should come back there. We should come back here in 25 years.
Check
and
on their progress."
See what Khan has made of this garden planet that we left him on." So he's like, that episode begs for a sequel because it's set up at the end of the episode that they're going to go back someday. So that is where he got the idea to do this movie. And then he went off and he wrote the script. Spock wasn't in it at first because Nimoy was going through one of his usual I hate this bullshit phases.
Yeah.
But Nick Meyer went to Leonard Nimoy and said, "Ooh, this is gross."
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right in the ear, baby.
That looked pretty good.
Pretty good for 1982
And $12 million budget.
and cheap budget.
That was $6 million of the 12.
Yeah, that was like half the show was right there. In that
The other
shot.
the other half
There
was
was
the
no
gym
crafty
membership
that
and
day.
The other half was Ricardo Montalbán's gym membership.
and his human growth hormone.
Well worth it.
Injections. Jesus Christ.
So Nick Meyer goes to Leonard Nimoy and says, "Look, I know you're sick of this, but I can't do a Star Trek without Leonard Nimoy. Like, your Spock's too important. He says, well, what if I give you, he says to Nimoy, what if I give you a great death scene? And that way you can have a great, you can have this one last movie. I'll write a brilliant death scene for you, and then you'll be done with this shit for the rest of your life. Nimoy's like, great, let's do it. So that's how Nimoy gets into this movie.
So he dies?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot you hadn't seen this. Spoiler. Spoiler alert for a 35-year-old movie. Yeah, he dies at the end.
Yeah. Or
does he?
Bum, bum, bum.
The shots
in the new one.
Yeah, the shots that we're seeing of the Enterprise, this is recycled footage from the first movie.
There's a lot of recycled footage from the first movie.
Because they were like, we spent all this money on these special effects, so we're going to use them twice.
Oh, wow.
Because we only have $12 million to make this whole movie, so...
Those parts were free. That was like a free 10 seconds.
Yeah, that section didn't cost them anything. This is all free money right here.
Everyone had burritos that day.
Yeah. Looked so nice, they used it twice.
Everyone had burritos.
But I like burritos.
Ooh, there she is.
Oh, I love that electronic whistle that does the
whistle's
one.
I love the bosun's whistle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Everything about this movie is cool.
Yeah.
Well, they got very into the nautical.
Yeah.
It's a very naval.
It made it feel
theme.
more real to me somehow.
Nick Meyer said, "This is they're in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starfleet is the space navy. The ranks that they use are naval ranks. Like, it's the Navy. So when they redesigned all the sets for this movie from the first one, he said it shouldn't look so much like a beige nothing. Mm-hmm. It should look like a ship. It should look like it's made out of metal.
Yeah, warship.
Yeah, it should look like a battleship.
Yeah.
So that's why the bridge looks the way it does, and
They really love those
They have a
puffy
Aquaman
tube
film.
things.
With those costumes.
Yeah, well, those are
the
that's
engineering.
engineering over there on the left. So
And
But-
they are closer to water?
they're like radiation suits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that the warp engines don't poison
It's
them.
completely safe, but we need you to wear these suits.
But you are going to have to wear this ridiculous jumpsuit at all times.
But it's so safe. It is so...
It's 100% safe.
Yeah.
Please put this on.
But if you take this off, you will die.
you could die like immediately.
At least they're not all carrying the helmets around like they were
No.
the whole
They were,
last movie.
But the booties.
The
Look at
booties are
booty.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at those.
But they don't ever do those suits again, do they? Because I don't remember anyone in engineering again being so protected in.
No, by the time they get to Next Generation, they're just wearing regular old uniforms.
but
and
the-
engineering.
It was too much money.
But yeah.
Is that Scotty?
That's Scotty.
That's Scotty.
That Scotty? What sort of question is that?
It's the question of somebody who does
Doesn't
not watch Star Trek.
This is
She might
the
say
smartest.
the same question about any of these people.
She's the
Is
smartest
that
one in the
Scotty?
room.
Oh, number one.
You're actually fitting into the Aaron slot perfectly, May, because she asks those kind of questions
Boom.
too.
Yeah, and she's seen.
She's watched a lot more of it recently.
She's seen 5 seasons of Star Trek.
She's still asking.
She's still like, is that Uhura?
What's that in her ear?
What's that in her ear?
Well,
There's a lot of like buckle.
Oh, I didn't know my
points
cousin
and
was in this
attachment
movie.
points for being in engineering.
I forgot to do it, but when we did the quiz in episode 100 and 101, there was going to be a question about what's that in her ear, but I forgot to include it.
In this scene, there's a brown-looking Asian dude, so I am immediately assuming he is also Filipino and is probably my cousin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you automatically assume they're going to kill him off because
Oh,
that's
well,
how they
yeah,
do
I
on
also
this
assumed
show.
that.
wait, these lifts are no safer than they were before.
Yeah.
They put like
Mr. Sulu really represents all of Asia. Like, there's never more than one on the Enterprise. So if it's Mr. Sulu, he's what you get.
I don't know. Kirstie Alley has an
Except
exotic
for
look
my
in this
Filipino
movie.
cousin,
Because she's a Vulcan.
mean,
Alberto.
Were they speaking Vulcan
Wait, did
before?
you say
They were,
Vulcan? Like a
yes.
faux Vulcan?
Now,
Vulcan.
I read
She's
that,
actually half Vulcan.
I was going to ask.
Oh, she's a muggle.
She's half Vulcan, half
Like Spock.
Romulan.
Oh, just
No.
like Spock.
No.
No, because
Muggles are
Oh,
not like
Romulan.
Spock.
her other half is Romulan.
Oh, is that allowed?
Gross.
That's why she cries. at
I'm
the
mixing my
end.
franchises.
Yeah, I heard you. We did a whole thing once about which houses of Hogwarts each of the various aliens of Star Trek would fit into.
Hufflepuff.
You can't just say them.
No, you have to have a reason.
But yes, Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
So this is yet another Kirk takes over the ship when he's not even supposed to be in charge anymore. Because that's the exact thing that happens in the first movie.
Yeah.
He does it again in this
He
one.
pretty much does it every...
Who is supposed to be captain?
In the third one, he literally steals the ship.
Wasn't this the like a training ship or something?
Yeah.
now?
So the backstory, the plot of this movie,
Yes, please.
Kirk has become an admiral again. The Enterprise has been turned into a training ship that Spock is in charge of. So all the other people on the ship, Savick and all the young-looking people, they're all trainees. They're not like official Starfleet yet.
And Spock is their boss.
Spock is their boss. He's become a teacher, right? His job is to train.
How
these
come the
people.
Enterprise has become a training
Because
ship?
it's old.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Like
that's
the Enterprise is
Like the
Like the
obsolete.
like the guys on the
Already?
ship on the show.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, the ship
Like
is
an
like
iPhone.
the ship is like
yeah.
I've
decades
seen that
old
shot
at this
before.
Yeah.
Oh, so
yeah,
not
this
like
is-
an iPhone.
This is footage from the first movie again.
Yes.
The Enterprise is several decades old at this
Looks
point.
good there though.
Because it's the same exact ship from the Pike era. It's
Yeah.
just been upgraded. So Spock's training these kids, and then they get this.
Some shit goes down.
Kirk is there to do an inspection and to go on a little training cruise. They're not supposed to be doing anything big right now. What's going to happen is that Kirk's going to get a message from his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, and he's going to recruit the gang to take the ship on a mission, even though they're not really supposed to be going on a mission.
Ex-girlfriend?
Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
Dr. Carol Marcus.
Yes.
We'll
Playing it-
see her in a little bit.
Playing a little fast.
So
and
right
loose.
now they're just...
They actually have shown her already. The Reliant made.
Oh, yeah, it's
contact
the
with
woman
her.
they were talking with the blonde-haired boy that
he was making
that
out
she was
on
talking
Yeah,
about.
they were talking about
FR
kissing.
101.
That's Dr. Marcus.
That was it.
I like that there are light and dark spots on the bridge too. Like they don't feel like they have to light everything up even.
Yeah, it's not like that TV
more
lighting
cinematic.
where everything is brightly lit. Like there are shadows. It doesn't look like the old show.
Hmm.
So anyway, that's the plot of the movie. Khan has been stranded on
There
this
she is.
planet for the last 25 years. Kirk and the gang, when they dumped him on that planet, it was like a beautiful garden planet. But then there was like a planetary accident, a meteor crashed into it or something, and it devastated the entire planet. So they've been living in these like on that desert world for all these years.
Mad Max
And Khan's
style.
pissed because nobody ever came to like even check on them to see if they were okay. Plus, he's like a megalomaniac who wants to take over the universe. But
Now, when Kirk dropped him off, the all of that stuff hadn't happened. Like the meteor hadn't crashed in.
when they drop him off, it's on a nice planet. But Khan's point is nobody even bothered to come and check on us in the intervening 25 years. And in the meantime, the planet went to shit.
Yeah.
And we were stranded here and had no way to communicate or even ask for help.
And most of his people died.
Most of his people died.
Including
His wife died.
So he's very angry at, and he
This is a movie about revenge.
Kirk.
This movie is Moby Dick. This is a movie
Yes.
about revenge.
But let's be real for a second. Khan would have been kind of a dick anyway, right?
Oh, he was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
He also wants to just like in general take over the universe,
Right.
but
Sure.
he's specifically mad at Kirk in this one.
But he's also from a race of genetically engineered warrior people who basically
He started World War III. Like in the mythos of Star Trek, there were these things called the eugenics wars that were basically the Third World War.
Oh,
And
boy.
Khan and his
and he
gangsters,
started that.
Khan and his genetically enhanced folks started this huge war. And then they were put into when the war ended, they were put into suspended animation, shot off into space. And that's where Kirk comes across them like 300 years later in the original episode. It's
1996.
a convoluted tale, I suppose.
A little bit.
Well, in this movie, they have like a much.
It
more
makes sense if you've been watching Star Trek for
Yeah.
40 years, like I have. It also,
Yeah. I love it.
That hair reminds me of the Dark Crystal.
okay. I just needed. Thank you all for indulging me in that. I needed to get all of that out of my system.
The background, yeah. And then you just
Because when I actually have some small amount of knowledge, I'm like, I actually have something to share this week, so out it comes.
I like that outfit she's wearing.
Yeah, me too.
She looks great.
It's very leisurely.
This is her first movie.
Those ears are so elfin.
She looks good like that.
Yeah, she looks great.
So there was supposed
And it's
to
funny
be
that she has they have a little bit of a almost flirtatious but not quite flirtatious thing.
there
in
was
this movie.
supposed to be a more fleshed out romance storyline, and it was going to end up being a sort of triangle between
What?
her.
Oh, I'm glad they didn't do that.
Her and
Spock
Kirk.
and
No,
Spock. Yeah, that would've been
the kid,
What?
Oh, David.
David.
Oh, the blonde-haired kid?
Yeah,
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a father and son fighting over the same. I saw Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and that was fine.
They did a good job.
Yeah, that was good in there.
Bones is pissed.
Who's been holding up the goddamn elevator? He's
change
the
your
best. Fucking DeMaurice Kelly is the best. Like, he's such a great crank.
He gets better as he gets older.
Yeah, he does. He improves. He just gets crankier and crankier as he goes along.
I have the feeling like you're aiming for that spot in older life, Matt. Like you're like, I like Bones.
I love Bones, but I actually think I'm getting nicer, which
is
maybe no one else agrees with. But I feel like I feel like I'm much less of a dick than I was 20 years ago.
Agreed.
So I feel like I'm improving.
Do you want me to say it on the mic?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Pass that smoke over here.
Oh, is that what we were waiting for? I'm sorry.
Keep it flowing.
I thought you were going to insult me
You're
for
holding
being
up
mean.
the elevator.
No.
Like
You are. I think you are getting. You are nicer, Matt.
I think we all
we're
are.
all
Like, you
yes,
get older,
we're
you
all
mellow out.
Yeah.
We're just all mellower.
Shit doesn't bother you as much.
It's like at my work, I work with all these 20-somethings.
Yeah.
They're just so damn angry.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, God, was I that angry when I was in my 20s?
Yeah.
Probably.
I know. And I was. It's absolutely true.
you were more angry.
How great is Can we talk about Bibi Besh for a minute?
She's
Bibi
awesome.
Besh is terrific in this movie.
Yes.
This is by far the best
What else
Kirk
is she?
girlfriend
Yeah.
like they ever did.
But
She's
she
like
seems
a real
She's the boss.
person.
scientist. How
She
could
does
someone
seem like a
her-
real person.
But here's the thing. Listen,
That's what's so good about
So
her.
one of the
Like,
things I wanted to mention is like this is the first time. I mean, or sorry, they get away from this later on in the series, but right now there's a real difference between Starfleet and like the scientific.
right.
like,
They're
world-
not in Starfleet.
Yeah, exactly. But later on, Starfleet seems like some beneficent sort of like almost exploratory
Altruistic.
scientific mission, and like here it's like more emphasis on their sort of naval.
Well, these guys are supposed to be sort of peacenik scientists,
Yeah.
right?
So
So
there's
because
always
David
a-
has a whole thing about how I've never trusted Starfleet.
Oh,
I don't like Starfleet. Blah blah blah.
My grandfather had that mirror thing in his office at his
The
when
infinity one?
Yeah, the infinity mirror.
I love those.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
How does it work?
Like magnets.
It is.
what?
There's little lights in it, and they.
There's a mirror.
I like Spock's wall of pennies,
Yeah.
He's collected them all across the galaxy.
but they're in the shape of his like symbol of the IDIC symbol.
What symbol?
It's Vulcan. The Vulcans have this like little symbol that they talked about it on the old show once or twice.
I don't know if I've ever seen that symbol.
Infinite diversity in infinite combinations. That's what it stands for. IDIC.
IDIC.
Yeah.
Yes, we know you do.
Yeah.
No, that's the problem. I know.
Oh, that's right.
I think
How's Ponfar treating you? We haven't talked about this.
How's Ponfar this week?
Yeah, let's get. It's become a weekly bit. Like,
Yeah.
let's check in and see how
Check in on
Ben's
how
Ponfar's
Ponfar
doing.
Houseman's
Yeah, we're gonna
Ponfar.
need a Houseman's
Yeah.
Ponfar jingle, Jake.
How Ponfar can you go?
that's pond too far.
Insert
Yeah.
jingle.
One pond too far.
Weren't we owed an inappropriate question?
Oh, that was left behind in the dust many miles ago. Yeah, I think there was someone somewhere in there, but
Uh-oh. That's a sign of personal growth. I don't like
Wait,
it.
recently?
yeah, I think a few episodes.
There's a few,
ago.
but if there's a few back,
Yeah,
we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the end of the animated series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You kept it moving right there, Matt.
Oh,
Okay.
Scene change.
Didn't Khan was also wearing a symbol around his
It's a
mighty chest.
Starfleet symbol.
Yeah. The A. Yeah.
It's their usual Starfleet insignia,
yeah.
but it's broken because he's mad.
Yeah. It looks like an Avengers. Like.
Yeah, that's what I thought it looked like. Or like
So
a
now
Sailor
Kirk's
Moon
like-
moon.
Kirk's like, okay, I know you're a bunch of
take me
idiot
over.
trainees and you don't know what you're doing, but something's going on at my ex-girlfriend's like space lab.
I literally
And
could get laid. So.
I gotta go. I gotta go
need
check
you
it
guys
out.
All on your. Treat this seriously.
Everyone on your best behavior.
I want everyone to be on their best behavior. We're going to see my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
possible my son might be there too. I'm not exactly sure
Yeah.
what his deal
It
is.
could get weird, but
Now, does,
fun.
Kirk
does
is
he
a-
know about this? Does he know about David?
Yes, he
Okay,
does. Because when they meet, he says to Carol, "Is that David?" Like he knows that David exists.
Yeah.
So-
He's
Wait.
just never been in.
So he's
her
been a
life.
really good father.
He's been a
then.
terrible father.
Has he ever met David?
They've never met.
They've never met.
Yeah.
Any,
Well, damn.
Because she says to him, she says to him,
sexy.
"I wanted him in my life. I didn't want him running around in your life."
Yeah.
So I think you're supposed to assume that she asked him to stay away, and
yeah,
he
yeah.
agreed to stay away,
Yeah.
which is why they've never met.
That's what. It's really progressive of him.
I mean, that's the nice interpretation. The negative interpretation is he's just been a shitty dad for the last 22 years. Wherever the that
And
guy
they wanted
kid's
to
supposed to be.
excuse that.
Wasn't I think we're saying that Khan is the better father. Is that's when also
Khan clearly,
he's like
Khan
really,
clearly loves Joaquin, right? Like
Yeah.
he loves.
he brings him up and he's like spent a lot of personal time with him and like he wants him to inherit
Yeah,
the universe after
they
he takes
have
it
a
over.
good relationship. These two.
I like the
They seem close.
I like the jacket just draped over the one
hat
shoulder.
jacket. Yeah, just the
And
one
then-
sleeve.
and then the big chest,
And the
showing him
glove.
And the insignia.
Oh, it's-
I mean, he just looks amazing.
yeah, it's great.
He's
the
also,
super dark eyebrows
Yeah.
with the white
With the
hair.
white
It
hair.
looks so good. Such a great look.
That was his. That was his Fantasy Island look too. He always had
Yeah.
those.
It's like the Eugene Levy.
except he's got more going on in the
You could
back.
do a lot worse in life than look like Ricardo Montalbán when you get to be that age.
Holy shit,
True
dude.
that.
I have to fucking spend a lot of time in the gym to get anywhere fucking near that.
Like how does a man his age? He must have been in his 50s.
Yes,
Yeah,
Easy.
Late.
almost certainly.
Yeah. Probably later 50s.
Kirk is supposed to be 50
Yes.
in this movie. The birthday that they celebrate at the beginning of the movie is his 50th birthday.
He looks good.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But I think Ricardo Montalbán is older than William Shatner.
Yeah. I give him at least 10 years on him. More than that, probably.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And there are all sorts of yeah. I was gonna say.
Ricardo Montalbán would
Let
have
me
been.
guess, because she's going to get it right on the honey. Guess how old Ricardo Montalbán is in this movie.
How old are you? The
I'm going to say
Mercado?
62.
Yeah, during this movie.
I can't do my bit if I. 74.
Ooh, wow.
He's 62.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's like 10 years older than Shatner.
I
at
was
least.
doing my bit.
He was 60, when they made it, probably around there.
Yep.
Identity for a retina scam. Wow.
Yeah, and
It looks
and
like
Shatner would have been 51.
Yeah, so that totally
Yep.
lines up.
Ooh.
Yep.
That could not be good for your eyes.
One of the things I like about this movie is how well written the screenplay is. Everything fits. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of the character beats pay off.
Yep.
Everything that they introduce, there's a reason
Yeah.
that they're
I
introducing
love
it
movies that are like
Yep.
that.
that ties into the theme.
Like Paddington too.
like him feeling old
I
at the
love
beginning.
Paddington too.
Yeah.
Him feeling old at the beginning and it being about aging and about
Rebirth
the missed
and-
opportunities with his son and
Yeah.
the fact that he says that he feels
Wow.
young at the end of the movie.
Right.
Like
I don't know what they're showing him. but
Every
it's-
little
This
bit
is
of
this
the
is a
screenplay,
Fireworks.
Genesis and
Is-
you tutorial.
Yeah.
every single.
Oh.
I am talking over here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Give me that Genesis footage. Ooh. What are you gonna do with me? I'm just a dirty dead moon. Genesis, what
But
are you
wait,
doing? Oh.
there's more.
Ooh,
Oh.
Genesis, what are you doing? I've never felt so alive and tingly. Oh, I just feel like all fresh and new.
I think That's the Phoenix taking over that planet. Get on it, Jean Grey. Get on it.
Warm coat of life.
It's like the New Line Cinema kind of.
Yeah.
It is the Genesis device.
It is the Genesis.
I mean, this was in its day, and it still looks great. I mean, this is cool graphics.
Yeah, look at that. Not bad for 11.8 million. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, that's Google Earth, basically.
Yeah.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the opening to like a Sim World video game.
Pull out, bam, Earth. What do you got? Blue
Yeah, that's
planet.
what-
Apparently, there's little weather going on that
Yeah.
Genesis planet there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want.
You want weather? You
Yeah.
want land?
There's not a lot of scientific data behind that presentation, but it looked fucking good.
Well, it's like the Cliff Notes. I mean, there's not, you don't want to get too.
Yeah. The venture, the money people don't need
Are
to see
they
every little
basically is
equation.
Starfleet basically funding this project?
It's
at least
it's Star Trek. What?
No,
Starfleet.
Is Starfleet funding the project?
No, I think it's like
One of their government contracts.
it's funded on a timeshare basis. That's just why the promo video is so hot.
if you watch the whole
Yeah,
promo
snap.
video, you get these great tickets to like New Vegas on.
Bring your checkbook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
comes with a
You get a helicopter ride.
steak knives.
Now stay for these croissants
Mm-hmm.
and free cereal.
So does Bones remind me? Does he do anything other than being crotchety in this one, or is it he just skates by on pure charisma?
No, he has some good moments in here.
Yeah. Is that a swarm of bees?
It's supposed to be a vuvuzela, but
Okay, it's really,
it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
it was really far away. I thought it was gonna be like. I can't even do it right now.
I thought it was going to be that.
Yeah.
Is this another game, Bees or Vevazula?
There we go.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Bridge
Yeah.
Admiral Kirk. That furniture looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh man. I could push
Whoa.
any one of these, and the light will turn off in a refrigerator somewhere on the ship.
Have you heard about healing crystals, Bone?
I mean, I hear crystals are
That's
big
what I'm really
nowadays
into
in
these
interior
days:
design.
crystals and ladies.
I'm a
mean-
doctor, Jim.
So- See,
of
how
course
cool,
I do.
Look how cool they made the bridge look compared to how sort of bland it was in the last
Yeah,
movie.
It's sexy.
it's so better.
So this is when things start to really get good.
Here it comes.
This is the.
Oh
This is the. This
Oh.
Is this one of the first
So this would
introductions of a
be-
new spaceship type?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a brand new. We've never seen this spaceship.
Yeah, I'm really
before.
It's like a
seeing
more
the
advanced
nautical
ship, right?
Here's the family
influence.
photo. So
Yeah.
Everybody
Everyone
smile.
squeeze in.
thanks for all coming for Thanksgiving, kids.
It was like a, it
That's
was like
their-
the beginning of Family Ties.
Dad, you really worked out over the
Yeah.
last few months.
I guess we've been together
Hot dad.
I guess we'll be together. That could be the theme song of this show. We've been together for 1,000,000 years, and it feels like we're going to be together for 1,000,000 more.
They do look good. Dude, everybody's so fucking
Everybody,
buff.
screen's really small. Everybody,
Yeah, so they're supposed to
They're
be
enhanced.
genetically like enhanced, right?
Yeah.
So clearly the casting director was told they all have to be gorgeous, right?
Yeah, they have to
Like,
be
they all have to
Swiss models.
how do you think they all just have
bodybuilders.
huge penises?
I would just imagine.
Yeah, they're enhanced in every
the
way.
ladies
like-
would have-
Even the ladies have
Especially
huge
the ladies.
penises.
Even the
Oh,
ladies.
look at he's really rocking that necklace game.
Yeah, he is.
There's so
Just
much game. They have so much
Looks so
game.
well draped across his chest.
So Kirk is perplexed.
Kirk's perplexed. We should talk for a minute about
situation.
James Horner.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he's selling the
Because
business
this
here.
is
With
when
someone.
this is when the
music?
James Horner music really kicks in this movie.
Oh.
That sort of da 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 da.
Well,
Jacob, do you have any of that?
I was gonna ask who the composer was.
It was James
because
Horner.
It was his first big job.
Well,
You can
'cause
tell
he
it's
said-
James Horner because it sounds exactly like every other James Horner score.
Especially Aliens.
James
if you
Horner
watch the movie
loves to plagiarize.
Well, when there
loves
was like
past
the
tense.
overture in the beginning, that's when I was just like, oh, well, hopefully this composer is good because they're giving
Aliens.
him
Oh, here we go.
Oh God!
Oh, no.
a
It's
good
very-
number of ACABs to open the
It's
movie.
Good thing
fucking
they-
suits. It's
Keep
fucking
those suits on.
Yeah.
See ya.
We wish we had our helmets. But we
Red
don't.
alert, everybody.
Oh man.
Shields.
Oh
Sound
no.
like dominoes.
There's a thing that gets everybody if you're not on one side of the door.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna
that
see
was-
that in Next Generation.
Indiana Jones came out the year before. There's no coincidences here.
They're all running.
That's like the radiation
Yeah.
protector. Like you don't want to be on the other side of that thing.
Yeah.
Grab your mask because that'll help.
Because these
Yes.
suits are not going to keep you alive.
Just
Wait, what have we been wearing the suits for? Oh, those are so comfy.
Oh no!
I love how they just have to wear the plastic mask over the mouth.
The rest of your head is
Your head is, your ears are an orifice too, you know. The things can get in that way as well.
Jesus.
Hey, it's the future.
I know. They don't know about.
You don't know how dilithium crystals work.
Yeah, antimatter. It's all new.
Antimatter's not going to go through some ears, you dumbass.
There's a really great swear track on Twitter that's this shot of Spock pointing out where the ship's been hit.
Oh, I like
and
that.
the subtitle is just basically we're fucked.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Swear track is my favorite follow on Twitter. I fucking love swear track.
This is one thing Star Trek has always been very good at: the blowing up of the Brit, the
They're
ceremonious
great.
blowing up
Oh my
of
God,
the
they
Brit.
Is it even a Star
Actual
Trek if they
fire.
don't do something
fire.
exploding on the bridge?
Exactly.
And there
Why
must
is he
be.
not running?
Kirk is fine.
I
Oh.
love the little.
What's that guy doing? Taking like old timey photos?
I don't understand
Want
the
gum or
point
cigarettes?
of the flap.
It's like a vagina flap.
Is it make it cooler?
I love it.
Is
Yeah,
that-
it's to
supposed-
loosen the collar.
Is that supposed
Right.
to make
Yeah.
it cooler?
I
Yeah.
like it.
Because he's got a turtleneck on underneath
I
it.
don't know, but
It's just tight on the neck, you know,
Right.
so it makes it a little less tight on the neck.
It just reeks
It's
of
the
like naval
future.
pomp.
It's
to
like
me.
science, technology, cooling him down type path.
when
That's
things
right.
get intense, you got to
Yeah.
loosen up a little.
Yeah,
you
it
know.
gives
he
you
needs,
something
he
to
needs
Plus,
to
it looks
move.
fucking great.
It does look
Like,
great.
It looks
Yeah.
fucking great.
See that
Nicholas
white
Meyer,
part?
you know, Nicholas Meyer and Shatner, one of the two of them was like, "What if I just had this sort of be like," "Meh," and they were like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks amazing."
Oh, yeah, this is it.
The moment.
Fucking locking eyes.
Oh,
Look how good Shatner is in this moment.
Look at that look. Ricardo Montalbán's look is
Right.
just as good.
So like, just like,
You are so fucked. I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill you right now.
Why does he only do the one glove?
He like Michael.
it's a Michael
He's
Jackson
dramatic.
thing, yeah.
It's just
It
for
was
dramatic
1982.
effect, man. He's a little bit of a drama queen. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed it,
Yeah.
but he
like
really
kind of-
enjoys he enjoys monologuing.
Yeah.
He's a classic supervillain.
Look how he
Yeah.
leans into
Yeah.
the screen and
He's all about the drama of
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah.
He didn't.
He's
he
even
could've-
acting
He
with his
could have
eyebrows.
just killed them.
No, he asked.
But he says to him, "I wanted you to know who it was who have beaten you."
yeah.
It's all about the drama
Yeah.
with Khan. He's a drama queen. There's no other way to describe it. He's playing games with him. He's like, I'll let you live if you give me the Genesis project.
Yeah.
Why do I wear one glove?
He's like,
Because
Genesis?
I'm a
What?
bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
He's
Yeah.
a bad boy.
That's what bad boys do.
So anyway, Stan was making the point, which is absolutely correct, that the score of Star Trek II and the score of Aliens are very similar.
Really? I've
Yeah.
never heard
Oh,
them in
oh
sort
my
of
God.
close succession.
So there's you know the music when she at the very end of Aliens,
Aliens
she dumped
with an S.
Aliens with an
Okay.
S.
All right.
James Horner did the score for
Yeah.
that film.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, she dumps the thing out of the airlock, right?
Right.
And she's being pulled out of the vacuum, right? And she's climbing up the ladder
Yep.
to get to the top of the thing, right?
Yeah.
The music in that scene, which goes, and I'm paraphrasing, dun 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 dun. That exact music is also in this movie when they're having the big fight at the end. Like James Horner was a self-plagiarizer. I mean, there's no way to describe
At
it.
least it's self-plagiarizing.
I kind of
That's
remember
what they
there
call
being something
style,
interesting
right?
about like
I
when
love
he
this
did the
part.
music.
I love this part.
Yeah, the glasses.
The
You got to put the glasses on to read.
So great.
Yeah, put his readers on.
See, we didn't even talk about the glasses scene because we were doing something else. We missed it.
The lighting with red alert is so sexy. Do you think the people just come up to the bridge sometimes and they're like condition red and they just start boning?
I think there's always people working on the bridge.
So
I don't think there's ever like there's never like an alone
Yeah,
time. on the
exactly.
bridge.
24/7
I think in Next Generation,
It's
there
a
are
24/7.
definite.
It's like a 7-Eleven. There's always somebody in there working.
I
But
bet
they're
you
usually the
people have
no-namers
boned
and
in a 7-Eleven. Tell me that hasn't happened.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Don't eat the hot dogs.
So now they're attempting to pull a fast one on
Right.
Khan.
So this is where Kirk gets to be.
And Kirk gets to show off how clever he is,
Yes,
right?
yeah, 'cause
And then he's a
clever.
brilliant strategist.
And he has glasses now. He can take them off
Yeah.
and put them on.
Yeah,
Dramatically.
so perfectly.
So dramatically.
But
But even the glasses, this is what I mean about how good the screenplay is. Even the glasses pay off.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
Because at the end,
Yeah.
And they actually continue to pay off in the rest of the trilogy.
Yeah.
yeah, true, they come back again
They
in
come back
Star Trek
again
4.
in 4.
That's funny. I forgot about that.
Does he use them?
That's
as
a really funny scene.
magnifying
It's a great
glass or
This
something?
is an interesting way to
kill
put in a
ants?
code. It's like you can't use the same number
Or
twice.
just tiny,
Oh,
what
shit.
happened?
Wait, oh. Well, raise them.
Well, raise it. I can't.
I love the way he pounds
Yeah,
his fist on the
I'm
thing.
like, it won't work.
That's such a little kid thing to do. Like, it's not working.
Yeah, Khan.
Oh,
Okay.
there we
I
go.
saw-
Oh, no.
That looked important.
All those wires fell on him.
Wow.
So this, in case it wasn't obvious to everybody, this is the same bridge as the Enterprise bridge. They just redressed it for the Reliance
I
scenes.
didn't know that.
It's the exact same set.
Nice.
They just, when they were doing the Reliance scenes, they changed it around a little bit to make it look a little different.
That must have been crowded.
But it's the same set. I mean, again, $12 million.
All right, so we're just
They
at
do not have a lot
about.
of money.
Oh no.
We're really.
Are we there?
This movie's
These-
good.
This movie's great.
Can't
But
stop.
this is a good stopping point. I
Are we an
think.
hour in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So I think is this a good point? Should
Sure.
we-
It's like when you have to go.
I mean,
pee
something
when
really
you're
dramatic's about to
really hot
happen.
and heavy.
We're about to see Scotty's dead boy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, should we
Oh.
pause before that or
Yeah,
watch that
yeah.
scene?
It's about to happen.
It's going to happen right,
Right
Oh,
now.
okay, well, let's watch that and then we'll pause.
Oh.
Oh.
Shit.
Those safety suits were not.
They did nothing.
We're not. They don't really live up to their namesake.
Dude,
Oh my!
Oh.
we could have
wow.
saved
Look
him, but
at-
that fucking suit cooked him alive.
People get the helmets.
I couldn't move in the
Hey,
suit.
did
I
you
couldn't
guys-
run.
First of all, you're a bunch of heartless assholes. Second of all, did you notice Screeny?
Oh, is Screeny
There was
there?
a bunch of them. They were all
yeah.
lined up in Screenies.
Oh, my
We're on
God.
the
Portable screeny now.
Nice.
Oh.
Well,
So
are
this
we
is
stopping
Scotty's. This is Scotty's nephew,
Yeah.
Oh.
who has just joined the. He's a trainee.
Oh.
The word is
The
given.
word
So
is
there's
word
supposed
is
to be
given.
emotion here.
Yes, this is a very sad scene.
is a very
if you're
sad
actually,
Human.
watching the movie.
Because now he's like,
No, you know what I mean. Like if you were actually watching the movie,
Oh.
this is a very sad, good scene.
and look at the blood on the.
Yeah,
on the left
Yeah.
side.
There's a big continuity error
Yeah.
coming up where that blood hand moves around.
Yeah, it
all
moves
over
around a
his
lot,
jacket. Sometimes it's down low, sometimes it's up high. Like
yeah.
whatever.
Well,
That's because Kirk couldn't stop
Bloodhead.
cracking up during this scene, right? And so it's just like, I just can't get through it. The suits.
So unprofessional.
Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead and
All right,
get
we'll take
ready
a-
to stop?
Yeah, I'm
This
ready.
is the end of the scene where Scotty and Kirk and McCoy are
Yeah.
in the sick bay,
All right.
and he's gonna say, "Take
Hey.
us to Regular One,"
And he says,
best
now
possible,
we're the
best possible speed
Avengers.
to Regular One. Kirk out.
All right.
Bam.
And McCoy says, "I'm sorry,
Shall avenge
Scotty."
you,
We
nephew.
paused.
Oh, we stopped.
We're
Oh, we stopped.
paused.
We stopped
all
on
right.
the lovely visage of DeForest Kelly.
DeForest
Is it
Kelly.
regular or regula?
Regular.
What the fuck is a regula, man?
I mean, if
Don't
you
make
have
up words.
It's arugula with less
Arugula.
It's a salad-based space station.
I'm vegetarian. You guys would know
it's
about
arugula.
You guys
one.
Arugula one.
Regula? It's an imitation
It's a
of regular.
the Genesis machine. It creates life,
It
but
only
it only
creates-
creates arugula.
It only creates heirloom salad.
They have a great Monday buffet, all right? It's got an amazing spread.
On some other planet, kale is plotting its revenge.
It's
I will
called
come back.
Kahlua.
The barefoot Contessa is in charge of Arugula 1.
Well, we're
That sped by.
I
you guys.
know.
So fast.
it's amazing when what you're watching is actually interesting to watch. It goes
Yeah.
much quicker.
There's stuff to talk about for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
No, I
And when you're
apologize. I
being
started
told what's
watching
going to
that
happen
movie.
anyways. So
That is the danger, is that it is hard not to watch the movie because it's such a good movie.
Well, it's just so good.
It's very hard to remember that we're supposed to be
I
talking.
thought we did a pretty good job. In
I
the
think we
first
did.
half.
Yeah, I don't think we got any.
It's not over yet, but let's not slow down on congratulating ourselves.
I like to congratulate ourselves
All the time.
before the episode is actually
It's
ended.
you
I
gotta
like
do
to get
it
the praise.
as close to the
Right in
event
there.
as possible because
That's
it'll
positive reinforcement.
quickly fall apart.
Yeah.
So, May, how's it been?
If
How's
you
the
give
first part
if you
been?
give a dog a reward,
good. I'm learning who people are, and it is very nautical.
Yeah.
And it holds up. I'm watching this, and I'm not just like, oh, this is
bored.
it's better than some of the episodes. Let's say that I
Well,
watched.
it's definitely better than episodes.
Oh yeah. No, this is actually a good movie.
it is
Yeah,
better
no,
than
no.
every episode.
It's the best one. I mean,
This is by far
meaty.
the best thing
That Star
that has
Trek
ever had the word Star Trek attached
It's
to it.
all it's all downhill
I
from
like
here.
some of the
I don't know.
later-
I'm a
There are
Picard
other
generation
good
person.
movies.
There are other
and
great movies.
There are,
Good
and there are other
episodes
good
are-
there
TV
are other
shows.
lots of great episodes of the TV
Yeah,
shows.
I'm not knocking Next Generation. I'm a Picard boy. I'm just saying.
I'll
This is
fight
it.
for
This is it.
DS9 to the
Yeah.
day, but
It
this
never
is-
gets as good as-
it's not.
Well,
as
here's the
this.
thing. I watched the newer Star Trek movies
Yeah,
and liked
Abrams.
them.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're good.
Because they were just like solid sci-fi action
Yeah.
adventure movies. So to actually see this and be like, oh, this is where that came from. I would agree. It's equally, even though it's like
Yeah.
dated and you know it's from a different period. You're just like, it holds up against those in terms of like
Yeah, and I
historical-
encourage
Well,
you, if
it's
you've
a-
never seen the movie, to actually watch it with the sound, because the performances are really kind of what
Great,
make it.
yeah.
And the music
I'm
is
seeing their
beautiful.
faces.
Like
Yeah,
I was
but
making
yeah,
fun of James
but
Horner, but it has a
They're doing
great
some-
score.
They're doing some acting.
No,
There's really only two big action set pieces,
Right, and
we
we've
just
already
saw
seen
that's
one of them.
But that's
Right,
But that's
the
very
previews.
early '80s action film.
and they had $12 million.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's pretty good.
for what they had to work with
I mean,
and the limitations they were operating
Paramount
in.
must have been at
budget-wise.
least like, thank God somebody shot a laser at another ship, and so we can at least say that our big sci-fi
blew up.
tentpole movie has a goddamn space battle in it.
right.
Yeah.
But you think about it, this movie, we already talked about it. This movie made 7 times back its
Right,
budget.
right.
It was a big
It was a
hit.
even though it made less money than the first one.
It was
a
in terms
bigger
of
hit, much
profitability.
more
well, yeah,
profitable.
profitability because it didn't cost
the
nearly
budget
as
was
much. Yeah.
a third of the first
Right.
movie,
And they were,
Yeah, but
I
it
mean,
looks so much
and
better.
This
well,
movie
because
got,
they use a bunch of the same shots.
No,
and this
but the
movie,
choices. But
this
the art.
movie got good reviews. The reviews for the first movie were, this is basically long and slow and boring, right? Was sort of the general consensus. This movie got really good. So it was a critical success too. Like,
Nice.
anyway,
Are we
Well,
wrapping?
does anybody
stop.
have anything
Yeah.
else they'd like to add before we sign off here?
Just,
I was going to say something, but now I can't remember what it was, so it
7.4.
doesn't matter.
just how good
that is
DeForest.
that
Get
that
outta here.
score
That's
is
bullshit.
Get that
uh,
fucking.
Travesty.
Travesty,
I mean,
right?
travesty is literally the
Yeah.
only word.
But it was also, what else did I get right? 7.4.
The budget.
The budget. Yes, that's 7.4.
Everything,
And,
May.
yeah.
Well,
That's what she wanted to say.
May,
Just
are you
wanna
going to
point that
join us for the second half?
Will
when
you
we
come back next week?
I think so. There's going to be nachos, right?
There
What
will be
about you,
nachos.
Sarah?
There are
What about
nachos.
you?
All right.
We'll make
And
some more
Stan,
next
will you
week.
come back next week?
I wouldn't miss it.
All right. Well,
I mean, we
unless-
have tied you to the chair.
one last time. If anybody has
Well, I
anything else
asked you to do that.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
That's part of Stan's ritual when watching Wrath of Khan. He has
It's
to be
very weird.
strapped down to a chair.
We agreed to it.
Clockwork Orange.
I see Star Trek 2. And
I love this movie so much I can't even blink during it.
handsy, and so I just gotta
Protects everyone
Oh,
else.
it's for everybody else. It's not for your.
It's for your own protection.
Well, me too.
You're locked in here with me.
Me too, indeed.
All right. I have correction corner, but we can save it and do it next week.
Yeah, we can do it next week.
All right.
All right. Well, my name is Sean.
My name is Matt.
I'm Jake.
Philippe.
Minwin.
And
Hey.
Stan.
yeah,
Fight for it. Fight for it.
yeah, get in there because we're not going to do it.
I mean, you're on the biggest episode of Warped ever. This is fucking Wrath of fucking Khan.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Good night, everybody.
No, you didn't do rate review.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Well, let's you rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, and you can follow us on Twitter on Trek Warped or Warped Trek at Warped Trek.
Yep, that's it.
And you can follow Matt on at Host Warped.
Yeah.
And we're on Facebook and the Instagrams.
Yep, Warp the podcast.
And YouTube now, right?
YouTube.
Are we on YouTube?
Working on
No.
Oh, okay. I'm
Back in the
I do
bag,
a lot of recording work these days. I may have gotten my jobs mixed up.
Nice.
Is the other one on YouTube? Is Strato on YouTube?
Working on it.
Do you want to plug it while we're talking?
We'll plug it next week.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we do a D&D podcast, but apparently Min does not want to promote it.
Do not listen to it.
Not on a weekly
Whatever
basis.
you
Just
fucking
one
do.
time.
Yeah, don't tell them about it, guys.
Why on earth would we ask people to listen to that?
No.
It's not ready, you guys. No.
We could wait.
It's out. The first 2 episodes are out.
Yeah,
It's not ready,
By the
though.
time this comes out, a few more episodes will be out,
Very
and then we'll be
nice.
getting into our Twitch live stream.
Do you
that
have
we
a link or a something that you can say?
We'll
or
tell them not to go there, but just give it out. We'll tell them not to go
You
there.
can search for Strato Mojado on Apple Podcasts or wherever you find podcasts. We're still working on getting some of the
which is hard to
directions in.
spell. So spell
It
it.
is STRAHDO
Naturally.
Space.
space MOJADO Mojado.
We're calling it Wet Maynard also.
Yeah, Wet Maynard. You could look up Wet Maynard as well.
And you're on Twitter now. There's this Wet Maynard has a Twitter account.
Twitter.com/Wet Maynard.
What's your at?
At Wet Maynard.
Is it?
Wet Maynard.
Okay.
So look it up for all Strato Mojado.
Boy, that was like pulling teeth.